Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye. Bye. Let's get to this intro. This is a good one. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I highly appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. So, Goldtoes for Sacramento, right? Or is it Sacramento versus Goldtoes? Because it seems to be one-sided. I don't see, you hear it? I don't see Goldtoes responding back on any type of level. You know, that brother right there is used to playing chess, not checkers. I can tell, right? Because he doesn't seem to be responding to any of the subliminals, to any of the outright disrespect that's being thrown his way. Now, I've seen a lot of disrespect from a lot of these northern cats in Sacramento, and nothing but respect to the city of Sacramento, man. First and foremost, I'll say that I got some good, solid-ass homeboys that trooped up out of Sacramento for reals in real life, right? But at the same time, I've noticed this development of the city of Sacramento Norteños versus Goldtoes and GT Digital. And I've always wondered, and I'm starting to understand a little bit more as I look into it, what the hell is going on? See, Goldtoes is a pioneer of the Norteño music. That's a fact. No one can take that title away. Heavy is the head that wears that gold crown, right? Heavy is the man that wears them gold-toed tip shoes, right? Because I'm gonna tell you guys right now, there is no denying the simple fact that without 17 Reasons, without Thiz Latin, without Black and Brown, without any of that, there would never be no BFDs, no Thumps, no Asitos, no Young Iggs, no GBs, no none of these rappers, man. And a lot of those guys look in the mirror every day and say, you know what? I pay homage and respects to that guy. But there seems to be some guys from Sacramento that don't feel that way. They feel like they want to be King Buster, right? That they want the crown. And I understand and I respect them guys in their plight and their strive for excellence, but you're not the Raiders, homie. It sounds like you're the haters. And I'm going to keep it real when I say this, right? This dude BFD got out of prison after doing an extensive amount of time, being a lifer at some point, and got into the city of Sacramento, embraced and loved by the loved ones, having a lot of Norteño love, being a striver, respectful, man. You know, you do what you do. And you can't knock a man that's not went against the grain, is just with the business. But at the same time, it seems like this guy is on a crusade to shut down what Goldtoes has done. It seems like Goldtoes is not getting the recognition, nor is he getting the accolades to which he richly deserves, right? Now, one of the things that has piqued my interest lately is the fact that this guy Thumps went down to Southern California with respect when he went down there, was working out on Muscle Beach, doing his fitness thing. I totally respect it, man. You youngsters got to look up to that. That man right there is trying to make power moves wearing shower shoes, right? He's out there, he's out there pulling hoes and strippers wearing gold Gucci slippers, right? He's doing his thing. No denying the hustle, no denying the business acumen that guy possesses and trying to help youngsters, man, achieve fitness. Get it, right? But when you tie your business into the Norteño cause, when you make it one and the same, then you're going to put yourself in a box and get one and the same results. And the results being there's going to be a lot of hatred, a lot of disrespect, especially when you choose to go on a podcast and disrespect the land that you were rocking in. Now, Thumps went to LA. He posted his videos. It was a little controversial because he did that live in Los Angeles, saying that he was down there and he was going to rock his red colors and he was going to do this and do that. But at the same time, he also stated the fact that he wasn't in no barrios, no neighborhoods, and it wasn't nothing like that. Now, it's circulating on social media. He went down there and he played handball a little bit with some Southerners. Now, I don't know if he was playing handball with Southsiders or residents from Southern California, whoever he was playing handball with. I don't think it matters at this point. The fact is, the story circulating is that he did. Now, there's a lot of people saying he was coming with a peaceful approach. I seen one guy saying, man, unprecedented, never been done before. This is real shit. This is the unity. This is peace. This is what everyone's been looking for, right? And you ain't lying. There's been a lot of Norteños and Southerners behind the scenes that have always said, man, they didn't understand that the controversy and being an adversary of the other side, right? That if North and South ever came together, man, that'd be a fucking beautiful thing. But you want to know one of the first guys that did that and is getting all kinds of hatred, individualism, homeboy favoritism? That was that man Goldtoes. If you guys recall, a couple years back, Goldtoes slid through LA with a major business acumen, giving out gifts, giving out money, giving out love, making connections, showing people that, you know, people from up north in Northern California and people from Southern California can coincide, right? Can come together on some business shit and really get that bread together, right? He went down there as peaceful and respectful as possible. And no, he didn't go to Muscle Beach. And no, he didn't go to downtown LA in a skyscraper. And no, he didn't do any of that. That man pulled up to Boyle Heights, East LA, wiggled on over the SGV, the Valle, like San Fernando Valle, like was showing love and respect and was getting that from some real heavy hitters like Baldacci, like Spanx, like a lot of them vatos that are down in Southern California that have been known to wiggle, right? This guy was getting a lot of respect and a lot of love. He pulled up to the American Cholo podcast a couple times, right? And got the red carpet treatment, the blue carpet treatment. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give respect to Gil on that one. He got the blue carpet treatment. And it just was love and respect because that's what he was coming with. Now, there was never no North and South issues. There was never no anyone proclaiming that Goldtoes went down there banging North and, you know, hey, it's a given. Everybody knows where his love and his loyalties lie. Everyone knows, you know what I'm saying, his foundation and the respect he has given to the forefathers and the respect he has given to Northern California by putting them on the map in the rap game. Everybody knows. So there was no secret. There was no secret agenda. It was merely business and an opportunity to show the raza, man, that we can come together on some real shit. So Toes did it first. But when Toes did it, there was a lot of people talking about it and people that still continue to talk about it. See, all of a sudden, it was Toes trying to make peace treaties. Who was he? What position is he in? What status does he have to make those peace treaties? You know, he's in a position to bless everybody. He's in a position to hook people up with contracts and sign people and show love to people. But that man is not in a position as a grown man because he's from Northern California to go to LA and to chop it up with some Southerners. When nowadays, this is where the homeboy individualism and favoritism comes along. Nowadays, Thumps does it. Other homies do it, you know, and guess what? It's all good, man. We out there doing our thing. We're moving around LA. We're doing our thing. But when Goldtoes did it, it was an issue. It was a problem. Now, it immediately became a problem from the Southern side. Let me explain to you. If you guys recall, remember, no disrespect. Man, I'm not trying to disrespect any of these dudes anymore. It just is what the fuck it is. I keep it real, right? If you remember when Goldtoes went and wiggled down there was that dude, Blue Devil from Haters World, that immediately took to the airwaves and was in direct opposition. Him and that cat Bozo, they were in direct opposition of Goldtoes wiggling around with Southsiders, saying the Norteños are trying to come take over. That's your words. You said that. He didn't say that, right? The takeover, the this, the that. Like, come on, bro. Anyone in their right mind understands that ain't no Norteños taking over LA, just like LA ain't taking over certain cities. Well, there's a lot of them, though. I'm going to keep it real, right? But they're not taking over Merced. I'll tell you that much, right? That's just the way it is. Everybody's showing everybody respect. But that was that dude's line and train of thought and way of thinking was to put out there, we got to watch out. These Norteños are trying to come in like roaches and establish and take over. The fact is, bro, Vato wasn't coming like that. He was coming with the utmost respect and trying to sign people and hook people up with deals, man, that he put Northern California up on. He was just finally making his way down south, showing respect and love. That's it. And he got a lot of hate from them dudes, that certain blue team right there in Southern California. And then it trickled up north. All of a sudden, this podcast was created. This No Paperwork podcast, which I respect and I watch from time to time, man. I'll tell you guys right now, the realest motherfucker you guys got on there. Not the realest, man. They're all gangsters, man. I support it. But when it comes to talking, man, that female on there, man, she knows her shit. She's very intelligent, right? That's just real. But to be totally and truthfully honest with you, right? It seems like a crusade now, a slander campaign on Goldtoes because he did that. You know, it was automatically, hey, Goldtoes was down there fraternizing with the opposition, with the threes, with the Southerners, with whatever disrespectful names you want to call them, and that he's all bad for that. Who the fuck is he, right? But now Thumps and all these other guys do the same thing. And it's like, man, you real ones, you establishing, you're setting a precedent, you're setting your mark, you're planting the flag. This is the difference. When Toes did it, he kept that same line of respect. He kept them same contacts. He never once went back up north and said, oh yeah, them suckers, man, this, and that. Nah, it was just always love, and has always been love. And he kept that same train of thought, right? He moved doing this thing, what he's doing. And it was just all respect and love, man. And he never took to the internet disrespecting anyone. He doesn't even disrespect people when they continually disrespect him with subliminals and just outright calling them a degenerate and these different things that I've seen, which blows my mind. Like, you got to give Toes his respect, even if you don't like the individual and you feel in the past he might have done some people dirty. That's your story. I'll let you tell it, right? He's never done anyone that I know of dirty, right? And I'm not in direct contact or have I even associated or conversed with that man, but I do know that man as far as watching him from an analytical standpoint and seeing the numbers, man. He's been doing this shit. He ain't new to this. Homie, he's been real, renowned, true to this. Let's just keep it real. Without a Goldtoes, there wouldn't be no Northern rap. Okay? At all. Is what it is. That's just a fact. That black and brown movement in Northern California only took its course and did what it did because of the Northside Soldier album, because of 17 Reasons and 18 with a Bullet and all Northern Ghetto Boys and all these other things that Goldtoes had his hand in, right? So when he went down south, you think they didn't know he was Northern influenced because the yak life got him like this? You think they didn't know that he was Northern, a representative of up north, but in a business manner? Of course, man. Of course. There's a reason why after fucking 3-4 decades, he's still doing what he does. But it seems like that them guys on the No Paperwork podcast have a legitimate gripe on their side. They feel like Toes was down there fraternizing with Southerners and not doing the right thing. Now, meanwhile, in the meantime, in between time, this guy Thumps goes down there and allegedly plays handball with the Southsider. And he's that new guy, man. He's the, hey, you did that, homie. Peace, peace, peace. But what about when Goldtoes was down there with peace? Why is he, that's degenerate activities? Why is there no love? Why, unless there's something going on behind the scenes that I'm not privy to and I don't know about. And again, who would say that I would know about it? Because I'm a degenerate, right? So but my thing is just looking at it from a standpoint of a civilian, and respecting the Norteño movement I was once part of in a real way. I will say that, to me, it shows a direct violation of them bonds, because what it shows is, you're putting it out there for everyone to see that there's discourse within the Norteño movement, which is something that Norteños have never done. Okay, this internet shit is too wild, because one thing I could always say, and one argument that the Norteños always made when it comes to the Southerners, as far as this podcasting and this internet shit, was you've seen a lot of friction and a lot of tension between Southerners. Sur Gang, you see Tommy Guns and that dude Blanco beefing. You seen Lefty beefing with Swifty. You seen Swifty and King Little G. You seen this guy and that guy and a lot of guys. And I watch the Northern podcast and they be laughing about it. Damn, all them dudes are in disarray down there. They're all arguing. They're putting their beef out there on social media for the world to see. There was a minute there when the Southern side was looking in disarray a little bit. Not the gangs, not the organizations, not that. They've always been doing their thing, right? But as far as the internet, the rappers, there was beefing. It was on for everyone to see. Lefty had a beef with every other rapper every other day, right? Chito Ranas was beefing with Swifty and all this shit was going on. But the Northerners always had that one leg up as far as that goes, because there was never no inner turmoil. There was never no disrespect amongst each other. They were solid. They moved as one unit. You know what I'm saying? They moved as one machina. But it's different now. Now you see the Southerners doing what they're doing, making their moves, and you see the Sacramento cats and the Goldtoes beef. But how is it a legitimate beef if Toes is not responding? He's not clapping back. He's not saying anything in the derogative or negative about Thumbs or BFD or any of these cats. Now, BFD, man, like I said, I don't know from a can of fucking of cold spray paint. But one thing I do know for sure is he is certified and verified in the streets out there in Sacramento, and as well as the penitentiary. And I respect it, man. No disrespect, homie. Don't take no disrespect. You're not even supposed to acknowledge me, right? But the one thing I will say is this. This beef with Toes seems to be more a power play to take over the legitimacy of the Homeboys being that one controlling the Homeboy music. And that's the wrong way of thinking, man. You're your own man. You control your own destiny. You do your own thing, man. If anything, imagine a Goldtoes produced album of BFD. He just dropped the album King Buster, man. Respects for doing that, right? But imagine if it was produced by someone like Toes and his connections and had some CML on there, had a few other cats on there, man, and just really went wild, right? People would be like, damn, it'd be another instant classic, because that's all Toes puts out is instant classics. That's just a fact. Anyone that denies it, you ain't been in Northern California for too long. You transition from there to here, right? That's just how that goes. But I just see this, and I see it as a mediocre beef. I see it as the wrong focus. You can't be, it's a hypocrisy at its finest. You can't be a hypocrite and say, hey, Thumps could go down Southern California, play handball with Southsiders, you know what I'm saying, go walk them streets, and he comes back and he literally disrespects the Southerners, calling them, all kinds of derogatory terms and disrespect, like after the fact. That ain't cool, man. Ain't nothing cool about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that dude ain't with the business and won't handle this, because I'm pretty sure he will. Being from Sacramento, they're like that. They're really built like that, right? But that disrespect after the fact, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say I ain't never said the S word, right? I ain't going to sit here and say that I ain't never called them things or them guys from the other side. I'm not going to sit here and say that, because back in the days when I was gangbanging, that was pretty prevalent, and that's what was happening. Somewhere about 1993, I realized, hey, man, if I wasn't willing to fucking kill one of these dudes daily, then I wasn't really ready and willing to disrespect them daily. So, but to each their own, man. That's like Mexicans that say the N-word. I don't like it. I don't think it's good. I don't think brothers like Mexicans saying it, right? But if you're going to do it, do it. And your excuse is going to be, well, I grew up different. I grew up like that. I grew up in a black neighborhood. Well, so did I. And guess what, man? What's up, Bessie? Right? No disrespect, just the way it is. I don't know. Maybe I was raised a little bit different than you were. But, when you're raised around the Norteño plight and there's disrespect going on, I was raised as a Norteño to be respectful, professionalism, carry yourself to a certain standard in a certain way. And one thing I was always raised to show was not to show any discrepancies or any red on red or any bullshit out there to the public. Whatever was internal and behind the scenes was internal and behind the scenes. But I'm noticing that every chance these cats get on this podcast or from Sacramento, they're choosing to disrespect Goldtoes, to which there is no response. Chess, not checkers, right? Like I said, you can't be mad at someone that went to Southern California and showed number of respect and love. And then the homie Thumps is doing the same thing, man, but he's getting all the respect and praise for it. If that ain't homeboy individualism and homeboy favoritism, I don't know what is. Like I said, I don't know what this beef is with Toes. It might stand for money. It might stand for animosity, envy. It might stand for a lot of things. But it's stemming. And that's the whole point of this video right here, man, is the fact that how you going to be mad at one dude from Northern California for doing the exact almost same thing that another guy did. Actually, it was different. Goldtoes didn't go play handball. He pulled up in Boyle Heights, man, showed number love, respect, no mean mugs and shoulder, little hug, little shaking of the Visa with Evaldo Baldacci, and went and pulled up to Evaldo Spanks when he was in the hospital and showed him nothing but love, blessings for his new child. Just blessings upon blessings upon blessings. And not to suck up to the Southsiders or any of that, but just to show like, hey, man, two people from opposite sides of the track can come together and make beautiful harmony, beautiful music. We can make money together. Hey, let's get money together. Hey, what is that song? Come On by Burner. He said, make money with me, get money with me, get money with me. You know what I'm saying? Taylor gang over everything. Well, look, we know when it comes to Toes, it's North the gang over everything. But even more so than that is money, business, right? Opportunity. And that's what he was presenting, an opportunity for everyone in Southern California. And you know what them dudes knew with that? He didn't have to go out there and say, I'm this, I'm that. They already knew, because he was certified before. When that man touched down, they already knew who he was. Can you say that? If you touch down in LA, they know who you are. That takes a lot of establishing. That takes a lot of decades of toiling in that soil. That takes a lot of putting paint where it ain't. That takes a lot of keeping it a buck and 100, man. Just a fact, right? I'm not disrespecting them dudes from Sacramento, nothing but love and respect to them, right? Keep doing what you're doing. But at the same time, do you think actually putting out there this beef, this red on red, basically beef between yourselves and Goldtoes is cool? Now, if there's some other shit going on behind the scenes, some deemable offenses and all that, I can't speak on that. I don't know, right? And then I'm all out of pocket for even trying to. But I will say that it just boggles my mind as a former Norteño to look at what's going on, right? And I know fools hate me. They don't like me because I'm pretty outspoken. And, they're probably like, fuck this cat. This cat don't matter anyways. He's a degenerate. He's a dropout, whatever they want to say, right? But if I'm seeing this, you think other fucking active, striving young Norteños that look to you for guidance and assistance within the cause are not saying the same thing. Oh, they're saying even more than I am, bro, because they have the right to. Anyways, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. You have Toes over here. Showed Southern California number of love and respect and try to get money with them. And then you got Thumps over here, did a few push-ups, man, and played some handball. Went back in Northern California and shot a whole bunch of disrespect, man. And this is the one, and this one isn't. I don't get it. Let me know what you guys think, man. Again, Thumps, no disrespect, brother. I seen you tap in on my live and say, hey, man, nothing but respects. Shouldn't have did that, man, but respects. And as far as BFD goes, like I said, man, I've heard nothing but real things about that dude, man. And I wouldn't want to get on that dude's bad side whatsoever. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. You know, hey, the Northern cause is a beautiful thing. It's a great thing when it's all one thing. The division, the hatred within, that has never been a Norteño thing. Never. Never.